Welcome back to Alfamods, everybody. So I know it's been a few weeks since I posted anything, and sometimes whenever this happens, either I'm not feeling too well or something's going on with the car. And in this situation, had a little bit of a problem since the last headlight mod that I posted, but I'm happy to say it's finally resolved. Everything was good. And I'm finally going to be able to show you guys driving around at night. Again, there's so much to love about the new 2024 headlights, especially when they're programmed to the US spec and standards. It's really cool to see that it still has a cutoff in the correct space and everything else is as it should be for a 2024 headlamp. So what we're going to do here in a little bit is we're going to go on a drive at night and we're going to see how it looks and how it compares to, well, the previous headlights. But just from a visual standpoint, this is definitely worth, you know, what you're paying for, because you're getting the entire refresh basically. So without further ado, you know, we're super excited to bring it to you guys, and there we go. Okay, so basically, let's look at this again. When the DRLs are on, and this is basically daytime running lights, I want you guys to see that's pretty intensely bright to where it's making the camera not be able to pick it up that well, which is great when you're driving around during the day. So whenever we go ahead and put the low beams on, you can see that it's actually intelligent and it's going to reduce the amount of intensity in the daytime running lights, which is really cool. Also, you can see that nice little flicker right there. Beautiful color. So you end up with that nice flicker of blue before it gets to that nice intense white light. I really think that it's super cool that the high beams are independent of the low beams. Now keep in mind, on the other models, 2018 through 2023 in the US, that is not the case at all. You do not get that function. They're not independent. They're basically the same thing. In the 2018 to 2023, the bi-xenon headlights, when you pull this high beam, all it's doing is opening up a shield from the same little projector ball, and it's allowing the beam from being cut off like this to being open. Now, this is not the case with the new 2024 headlights, and that's not actually messing up, that's just the camera not being able to keep up with the rate. But as you can see here, the high beams are completely independent of the low beam, which I think is super cool. So what are the advantages of that? Well, for one, when you're driving around at night, you're going to be able to see a whole heck of a lot better, especially downrange, and it really just illuminates everything. So whenever we go on this drive later and we look at how it looks like to drive around at night and throw the high beams on in appropriate places, it's really good. I also really like how it has the appropriate dip right there so that you're not blinding oncoming traffic, and you're using the US spec for that. So I think that's super cool. My recommendation is always, like, if you're looking to get into this, and huge shout out for everybody that's helped me get to this point. So basically my recommendation for this is you have multiple options on how to get these headlights. The best option being get a US 2024 VIN, go to the dealership, and you can order from the dealership. Fizimo also is going to be selling these headlights, but he's not making a kit or anything like that. You're responsible for figuring out how to make them work, which is why I'm here trying to help make the videos on how to, you know, make this happen. Your next option is e-tuners, like resellers, people who are going to get it from overseas. Again, these are manufactured in Italy, so the people that have the best access to them are literally from Italy. But right now my recommendation is definitely going to be, and again, I don't know how to pronounce his Instagram. It's like Ivacon something. I'll put his Instagram link in below, and you guys can talk to him directly and see if he can get the headlights for you. Again, make sure to give a VIN or something so that you can get the correct headlights for the spec that you're looking for if you're in the US. So let's go over some of the obstacles. One of them definitely is going to be programming with multi-scan ECU or MES. There's certain things that need to be done in order for the headlights to function correctly. And these are things that honestly took a while to figure out, and they're not as simple as just pressing a couple of buttons. Here in the US, you do need to activate some custom bytes. So the programming is definitely needed. So keep that in mind when you're even considering this purchase. Next, the only thing that I've noticed to be kind of a glitch that I can't fix no matter what I've tried to do is on the unlock. So you get this weird kind of coral color on the unlock. And there's not really much I can do about that. When you lock it, perfectly fine. All your functions work 100% correctly. Nothing's changed there, but it's just something to be aware of. Don't freak out about it. Honestly, to me, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure there will be a solution. I just haven't figured it out yet. But when I do, I definitely will share it with the community. And contact me if you do end up getting these and you're in the US and you want somebody to help with the programming, because I'll be able to help guide you through that, basically. So we'll go on this night drive here in a minute. I just really do like the fact that everything's on and working, and there's no problems as far as like any kind of messages on the dash or anything like that. So still very happy with everything that's been done. Okay, so now it's nighttime, guys, and we're gonna go on a short little drive. We've got an explosion of crickets right now. It's actually getting out of hand, but Gabby's gonna take care of Jesse while I pull out of here, and we're basically gonna see what this looks like. So other than the low tire pressure thing that I've got going on there, I don't know why it's been like that, but maybe it's a summer thing, maybe it's not. Anyways, as you can see there, there's no check engine light, anything like that. High beams work just fine. And it's a little bit hard to see in the dark, so we're going to be using my iPhone for the rest of the drive. This doesn't do too good of a job of capturing things I need it to. Okay. We're going to go ahead and back out. Okay. Wow. So basically what I want you guys to pay attention to is the illumination on the road. I mean, these things do a great job. If you, okay, so like, let's put a little scale to this. The ones I had before were the 25 watts. And these do a really good job also of not having glare, these new LED ones. The 25 watt HIDs are the ones that come standard in all the Giulias. The optional 35 watt cornering is standard only in the QV, but again, it's optional in the other Giulias, so long as you get the adaptive lighting package. So these headlights, one of the biggest pros that you're going to get right away is your close range is going to be like, it's going to far outdo anything that the 25 watt or the 35 watt can do. And one of the other things is that you get an independent high beam. So just like that, that's independent of the low beam. In the 25 watt and the 35 watt, that's just not the case. They are bi-xenon, meaning that it's a little flap that opens and closes with the same intensity headlight. So as we can see there in front, I've got a nice cutoff line. Everything's looking really good. Let me throw on the high beams real quick. Oh yeah, I'm definitely lighting everything up. That is super, super nice. I think one of the biggest advantages that you get with this is that, you know, when you're driving around and you see it from another vehicle looking at your own vehicle, it has a extremely modern look to it. It has a nice bluish flicker in the cutoff, which is really, really nice because the lights themselves are not blue, but you get a really nice flicker of blue. And they're definitely not blinding oncoming drivers, which is a huge benefit. And they're way easier to adjust. So these versus the 2018 to 22 headlights, they were difficult to adjust. These basically have adjustments with a normal Phillips screwdriver. And I mean, I think it's really cool that they make it that easy so that you don't have anything complicated. You can go up, down, left, right, focus everything exactly where it needs to be. And like that truck that we're passing right now, their halogen beams are way more blinding and glaring than what these lights are, and these are way more potent and powerful. So it's just to show that technology's come a long way as far as not being able to glare the crap out of somebody. Now, the matrix function does not work because we're in the US. US 2024 are full LED headlights, but they are not matrix like the European ones that kind of do their things. Let's see, put the high beam on there. You can see. I might go ahead and drop that because I have oncoming traffic. Okay, so now we're coming back this other direction here real quick. And I'm just going to throw on the high beam so you guys can see it's going all the way up to the trees, which is really cool. Now let's go over some of the negatives. Some of the negatives of these headlights are the little cornering lights that you used to have. You won't have that anymore. Unfortunately, we weren't able to program that yet. I know that if we continue working with multi-scan, that there's going to be ways to do it and ways to do it well. And I'm excited to continue that forward. But as of right now, you're getting fully functioning full LED headlights pretty much exactly the same way that the factory 2024 have. And honestly, if you're looking to upgrade your Giulia without having to trade it in for a new one, this is going to do the job of making it look the part of a brand new Giulia. But see, this is a great example. There's somebody on the side of the road and you can see them super clearly. I think that's really, really important when you're driving around, to be able to have visibility like that. Especially in urban areas, you want to be able to see what's going on. And you turn on those highs and everything's illuminated, like literally everything. It's really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just turn on the blinker. That way you guys can at least see the DRLs at work and how that works. You have some really nice, bright, functioning DRLs. Nice, bright white. So as you guys know, like basically my biggest supporter has been my wife, and we just came back from that drive. She's been with me since we started doing all this, so let me ask.
Overall, I'm really happy with the mod. I think that the new lights are super cool and make this car super modern. So it literally just looks like a new car, which is awesome.
Yeah, basically you get the added effect of if we had taken it and traded it in for something, since the facelift was so minor. So
yeah,
I think we're both happy with it.
That's the biggest like difference in the new models anyway. So it's really cool that we just got to switch out the headlights and then bada bing, bada boom, looks like a new car pretty much. It's really cool. And
I managed to figure out most of the programming with the exception of a couple of bytes that needed to be changed. So I think it might be time to upgrade to a GT-AM front bumper. We're gonna have something really special coming in. I definitely gave that shout out earlier, but again, it's gonna be really nice to meet up with Modern Motors and get that hood going. But it felt really good to get back into it and to be able to show you guys part 2 of this entire headlight adventure. So thank you for watching, and as always, I really appreciate all my subscribers and everybody who's shown me love and support. and we will always be here for questions. And let me know in the comments what you guys want to do in the future, what you think I should do with the Alpha, and help me spark some new ideas, because we can keep going with this. I'm definitely going to keep going with this car, and I've grown and I've enjoyed growing with my audience. So good to see you guys. Alfamods out.